Hello, I'm Michelle. This is just a quick video about trans women, or at least this trans woman, and voice and facial hair. I've tried to film this a few times and it keeps coming out overlong, so I'm going to try to do a better job this time. So let's tackle the things separately. So facial hair. Uh, to talk about one thing just quickly, it would be hormone levels. My hormone levels at the moment are, and have been for a while, are completely within the normal female range. My testosterone is showing a range around 1 on the scale, whatever the scale actually measures. I'm not a doctor. The estrogen is in the 3 to 400s, which again normal. They want trans women to have slightly higher estrogen because it was explained to me by one of my doctors that they're not entirely sure how much estrogen we need to avoid things like osteoporosis, so they err on the side of caution and give us just slightly more. It doesn't give you amazing, at least it doesn't give me amazing feminizing results anyway. But estrogen and hormone replacement therapy and blockers to get the testosterone down, mine started at 34, which is in the upper range for someone in my age was 27, so I had more than I needed. It doesn't do anything to your voice. It doesn't do anything to your facial hair. Really, it didn't do, like, I haven't shaved today. It's now 11:21, and so the last time I shaved would have been just about 7:20 yesterday morning. So that's the thing about hormones. Hormones don't affect your voice. They don't really affect your facial hair. So about the voice, my voice comes out slightly deeper than the average for a genetic male. It's not the deepest voice in the world, but it's slightly deeper than average. I know this because I've measured it with an app that voice coaches tell you to get, that tells you in hertz, sort of scientifically, how you sound. So the average, the bottom of a male voice, I think they told us, came out around 80, and mine averages at around 80. To contrast, the bottom of the female vocal range is around, I think it's 180. They want us as trans women to aim for that sort of midpoint of 180, which is sort of psychologically for most people in the ambiguous range, so that we don't sound ridiculous, but so that we don't sound so low that we immediately give people the mental double take where they go, oh, you look like a female, but you sound different. So in a minute I'll do my makeup so that you can see this sort of before shaving and then after with all of the makeup. The makeup is, you've got foundation, then concealer, then all of the other stuff that makes me look like I normally look when I'm outside. And just in this video and then in the next video, I'll talk about my voice a bit more, or at least I'll try to do what I'm supposed to do with my voice. So this is me just relaxing with my voice. But obviously you can't go around sounding like this. At the moment it's a little easier for me to just relax and let my voice just sort of slouch about like a couch potato, because I've had a cold lately and it's just simply easier. But what they don't talk about, or at least I haven't seen people talking about it much, is the sheer level of concentration that's required to make your voice come out lighter, because you have to think about how every single word is going to sound before you sound that word out. It's sort of like, it's not exactly like learning to talk again, but it's just a lot of cognitive effort to do. And I've got a cognitive disability, an acquired brain damage from a car accident, and I can feel that I'm using a lot of my resource when I'm trying to sound more feminine, because of the sheer level of concentration. It's not actually that difficult for me, though I know it is for a lot of people. But then again, I'm saying it's not that difficult. I'm not entirely sure how successful it is. Anyway, enough waffle. So Um, what I'm supposed to do is sound more like this, and then obviously the more you do it, the easier it gets, because and then you're supposed to improve your posture and not slouch, and you know that helps with the just the mechanics of how the voice comes out. But I'm not sure how successfully female this sounds, but from just a mechanical point of view, it gets easier the more you do it. And then from a cognitive sort of muscle memory point of view, if that's not too much of a mixed metaphor, it should become easier to do. So I'm gonna have to try to do this more, because I hate the way I sound, particularly when I'm on the phone at work and I can hear myself down the other line, and I'm like, oh god, just ugh. So yeah, um, so yeah, I'll do another video in a minute, and then you can see what all of this looks like with the makeup on. This is just a quick one in the middle. Obviously, I'm not that great last night at removing all of the eye makeup, but you know, but so people say, I've just moisturised. Sorry, so people say, oh well, can't you just shave? And see, this is literally just 3 minutes ago shaved, so no, shaving doesn't do it. Also, side note about makeup, my face did not used to be this blotchy and like, ugh. But because I have to wear makeup all the time, it just seems to, regardless of how well you clean it, regardless of moisturising, regardless of how much or little makeup you use, just the fact that you're caking your face with stuff and then your face can't breathe all day, every day, seems to take a toll. So, and then I'm getting to the point where my pores are starting to get bigger. Don't know how well that's showing up. That could be age. Anyway, I'll put my face on and then be back in a minute. So, all of that took about, I think it's about 25 minutes, half an hour. This is some sort of variation of how I would normally look. Every day when I go out. I have like a difference in my brows because of, I think to be honest, it's because of an injury that I got when I was little. So my right eye is always slightly more closed than my left, which means that it's not even. So I have to put the makeup on kind of unevenly, and then because I don't know what you would call that, but basically I have all that much eyeshadow and you only actually see that much of it. And it depends on what the eye pencil was doing today as to whether or not, so I've done it in 2 different colours so that I can talk about it, because if I do it in one colour it might not be as clear because I don't know what this is going to look like. So the green stuff, as I say, most of that you don't even actually see, and then the blue stuff, again, because I think it's like this for everybody, but because my eyes aren't even, that's difficult to get right sometimes. And then, oh, so the stuff around the mouth, all of the hair, that's got, the entire face has got this like powder stuff over it, you know, so that you don't look as shiny. The stuff around the mouth has got foundation and then concealer. And one of the things that I know from, I had to go and get my car resprayed once because I scratched it with a rabbit hutch. You can't just sort of paint over the thing, the blemish, you have to blend it in. So that's how I know, that's why I know to blend stuff in. I suppose other people do makeup and just, it's like, yeah, that's, blending's not news to anybody, but that's how I figure. But in order to blend the concealer, then basically almost my entire face ends up covered in concealer, so that I look so that I don't look as patchy. These patches, that's just blusher, because otherwise I end up looking a bit like some sort of weird doll. But yeah, th in a way, I suppose, well, not in a way, I will be very, very glad to have the facial hair removal that I literally can't afford, so that I can stop having to wear so much makeup. This has only just gone on, so it's kind of, it might be a bit overwhelming, especially compared to before, and I'm not, nobody really looks at me this close up for this long, so that's a thing. And normally I have glasses on, so I would normally wear these, and I would normally not be wearing this funky jumper. I'd have like you know, a dress on or something. This is just because it's the weekend and it's cold. So normally, but obviously because of the shadows, you can't really see me much. So I normally have glasses on. So with the glasses, it makes a bit more sense. But then when you take the glasses off, you leave little sort of dents in the makeup. So you end up, it's a glasses on thing. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, was just the voice, where it comes out like that unless I do anything with it. And why this particular trans woman, I can't talk about other trans women because I'm not them, but why this particular trans woman has to wear so much damn makeup, and why it's difficult for me to sound more feminine, even though that is something that I know I'm going to have to work on. So there you go.